Hello, can you hear me? Hello, 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 hello. All right, so if you can hear me, type I'm here on the chat. If you can hear me, let me know, signify my chat, and let's get started. If you can hear me, let's get started on the chat. Okay, so is somebody typing? Okay, so I'm going to give a few minutes to allow people to join. While we're waiting for that, let me quickly scan through some of the pairs we'll be looking at. Let's look at that. Okay, so we're going to be starting with this pair, Gbpusd. We're going to be looking at Gbpusd for our analysis this week. Also, I want to apologize for the break. It's been long. We came on board to do what we know how to do best. There are some things we are doing behind the scene that wouldn't allow us the time to come on board. But right now, thank God that we're actually good with some of those things. So today we are kickstarting our usual weekly session. Remember, it's usually Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So good enough, today is Tuesday, so tomorrow we're also going to continue with that platform as well. So right now, so we're going to be looking at Gbpusd, as you can see. Now, I'm not going to be using this indicator so that it will not confuse you. It's still pure price action that we are using, but I brought this indicator for a reason, and I'm going to reach that. So let's now come into this platform. So as you all know, I like looking at the pairs from the higher time frame. I like looking at my pairs from the higher time frame. And if I'm looking at my pairs from higher time frame, where am I going to start from? First of all, I would like to start from monthly, weekly, daily, depending on my analysis. So if I want to start from monthly, for instance, I would want to see what price is did last month. And this is the last month candle. You are seeing this last month candle standing right here. Right? You are seeing it here, right? So now, I'm going to come in here, and I would like to see what has happened to the low or the high of the last month, which is this. Don't forget that the last month high and lows are usually referred to as liquidity, right? Price, the current month will always go to take out the low or the high or even the midpoint of previous month. So now that I've established that, I'm now going into the week to see what the week has done. Of course, you see this last week candle actually broke the low of previous month, and we had that. This week again, this is the last week, and if I mark the last week low, which I already marked here, this is the last week low. Sorry. So So this is last week, so I'm going to mark the low of that candle as well based on where price is right now. Okay. I'm going to mark, you can see that. So now this week as well has taken out the low of previous week. Let's go to daily and see for ourselves. You can see this is last week low. It has been taken out. This was a Friday. It has taken out, so it has been taken out. And usually the week actually reversal usually happen on Tuesday, Wednesday mostly. So now that it has taken this low, I am getting some strong confirmation that this market is about to go up. And if it's going up right now, I already know where the market is going to go to. First of all, I will expect this market, the market move from external to internal, internal to external. And previously, the market has given us this external, it moved from this high and gave us this low. And previous week, that was last 2 weeks or so, last week or thereabout, the market moved into this internal, which is this fair value gap here, and it took out this external. So now, what I will expect the market to do right now is to pull back into what? An internal. And in this case, there is no internal structure that I can see here, that I can think of. Okay, yes, I can see one small fair value gap here. I can see one small fair value gap here. So I will expect this market to at least come back here and take out this particular high here, which happens to also be a previous external. So now that for me to frame my entries, for me to get my entries from this particular analysis, all I will need to do is to simply come in here and go down to smaller time frame to find if I can get an entry. As you can see, last week low has been taken out. All these things are forming just below the previous month. So what I'll be expecting here is to look for my entry, looking for a change of character to find my entries into it. So as you can see from this candle, see how this candle formed? This candle form is a massive candle. So it formed and closed above this bearish candle, showing me that there's momentum upward. For me to frame my entries, I may decide to go down to smaller time frame to really see if I could have see a clear change of character for me to enter this trade. So as you can see here, it is not so obvious. So I will wait to see what the market will do. Look for probably, but this is more like a flag that I can see here. This is more like a flag, so it's not actually forming the way I want to see. So I will wait for New York session. During the New York session, I will be thinking of what price is going to do here. Remember, what I'm looking for is a reversal pattern. And for those of you that likes to use a candlestick, if you can look at this thing, I see that on 1 hour it gives you an engulfing candlestick, and on 30 minutes also give you an engulfing candlestick. You could have still entered here. That's a very nice. It's still a very nice entry. But to confirm that entry, I want to see what the New York session will print. So if I'm not comfortable with what the New York session will print, I will leave my trade till tomorrow, which is another very wonderful day to see if I can factor my entries. So on Gbpusd, we are looking forward for a buy trade. We are looking forward for a buy trade on Gbpusd. Now let's go to the next pair, which is USD/JPY. Now on USD/JPY, as you can see from here, I looked at previous month and I could see that there is a fair value gap here. Let me delete this. I could see that there is a fair value gap here. This is a fair value gap here, and that's exactly what I marked. And you can see expecting price to dip inside that place, and that's what price actually did. Price dipped inside that particular zone. So I now came down to weekly to see what price is doing, of course, and come down to daily to see look for clarity. And you can see that price has actually tapped into this our area of interest. And I'm going down to a smaller time frame, like 1 hour, to look for my change of character and all of that. And I found my change of character here. You see break of structure, and this is a change of character. And I was expecting price to pull back into this place and sell. Now did price pull back into that area? Yes, it pulled back into that area, But as at the time it gets into that particular area, I didn't set a pending order. It was not my own timing. It was not within the key zone I wanted to enter. Though this was in a key zone, Asian key zone, but that was not the key zones I was expecting price to take this trade. So that is why I missed out on this trade. I won't really say that I missed trade because the trade is not actually coming down aggressively. So I'm still seeing it probably to go back into this place one more time and probably taking out this high before I can look for my entries into that particular trade for a sell. So that is on USDJPY. So USDJPY, we are also looking for a sell, and that sell is going to be very, very massive. It's going to be a massive sell. You can see what is, it's been forming higher high and all of that. You can see right now that it's already started giving you signal for reversal. So that's how to look for this trade setup. Then on Euro USD, I'm only going to look at 4 pairs before we leave Euro USD. So the same analysis also applicable that I did on Gbpusd, also applicable to Euro USD. So if I start on, of course, Euro USD is even giving you a sweet one. USD is a liquidity below, and this happens to be the last week low. So we're expecting market to take out this low, and we look for a buy. We look for a buy when market take out that particular low. And right now, the market is there still trying to deceive some people, on which way to go and all of that. So we're expecting this, and of course on this particular trade, you can see that these are external, right? This external. The market is pulling back into internal. Where do you think the market is going to pull back to? The market will definitely pull back into this fair value gap zone before the market starts selling, right? It's going to pull back into this particular zone here before the market starts selling. So the market will pull back here, sell to take out this particular low before it starts going up. So if you are looking for a short position, you can look for this price, sell from here. From here, you look for the main buy, right? So that is what we are looking for on Euro USD. Is that okay? Okay. So now, finally, we're going to be looking at gold. We're going to be looking at gold. Remember, I told that I'm only going to be looking at 4 pairs before we call it a day. So we're going to be looking at 4 pairs. So now, I see gold here. Gold has been bullish for a very long time now. Gold has been bullish, very, very bullish, right? So we can see that gold has been doing some wonders and all of that. So currently, this is today's candle, this is yesterday's candle. So there's some kind of expansion. There's an expansion. This is more a consolidation and expansion. So we're expecting that price will trace back, or the retracement price will retrace into this particular area before it continue in the upward direction. When I mean this area, I mean this is the consolidation area that I'm expecting price to pull back into, right? So I'm expecting price to pull back into. I can see fair value gap here, so I'm probably expecting price to pull back here on this fair value gap, which is on 4 hours. Then on 1 hour, of course, you see a very good area, so I'll be expecting price to pull back into this particular area for continuation for that particular buy. And as you can also see here, you can also find your entries around this area. You can see that the market, there's an expansion downward here, and there's still some kind of liquidity here. This is another short trade to catch. If eventually gold is going to pull back into this particular zone here, then it simply means that this thing needs to happen. This is a liquidity below here, so it will definitely take out this liquidity. And this is external, and internal, you can see that it's pulling back into a fair value gap. It's currently inside a fair value gap here. That is a 1 hour fair value gap. So if you really want to look for your entry here, you should be going down to smaller time frame to see if you can see something that will show you that yes, I'm ready to go down, which is around this area. So and you can get this during the New York session. So we're expecting there's liquidity here. right? And inside this liquidity, after this liquidity, I see this fair value gap inside fair value gap as well. Fair value gap inside fair value gap. So we expect this liquidity to be taken out around this area and we shall go downward. So this is the what we are looking for in on today's analysis. So if there's any questions on the platform, please feel free to send it across. If there's no any questions currently, you can just write your questions or whatever and send it across to me via our platforms or on the comment section, and I'll ensure to respond to all of that. So thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye now.